Come here, quick, hearing the three-eyed golden knees call. Scarlet King immediately appeared by her side. What's wrong? Little ancestor. The three-eyed golden N.A.N pointed at the still unconscious body. Uncle Chi, come help me take a look. Scarlet King glanced at the little ancestor. Are you asking if human soul masters taste good? The three-eyed golden knees were puffed up on the spot. Uncle Chi, I wouldn't eat my friend. And you're not allowed to eat him either. If you eat him, where will I get raw coconut lattes from? Scarlet King reached out a paw and placed it on the three-eyed golden knee's head. You don't have a fever. Little ancestor, what nonsense are you talking about? The three-eyed golden N.I raised her head and said, Uncle Chi, do you remember the raw coconut latte coffee my friend made my bloodline? How about I drank it? Amazing, right? Scarlet King's expression changed. Take this child back to the forbidden zone of life. And let Aunt Bai check on him. Half a day later, you opened your eyes and looked around. Is this heaven or hell? This place looks familiar. You had been here before. A familiar voice came. The next second, a giant lion pounced on you, pinning you directly beneath it. Big cat, you recognized it while being pinned down. You're not dead. Great. Then certain people are in for bad luck. Three-eyed Genie was very displeased with this title. It directly hissed at you. You raised your hand with a cup of coffee, treating you to Luckin coffee. First soul trace, Luckin sacred smoke latte. Three-eyed Genie immediately got off you. Since he treated it to a sacred smoke latte, titles and such could be put aside for now. Three-eyed Genie asked by Ran, while drinking coffee. Why did you appear deep in the Stardew Great Forest? And you were even stuffed into a sack. Did something happen to your family? It was very happy to see you again. But meeting this way was really not right. If it hadn't run into you by chance, you likely would have been eaten by other soul beasts. You sighed softly. Three-eyed Genie's eyes lit up. Could it be that you're homeless now? You looked at your big cat, speechlessly. Can't you wish me well for once? Three-eyed Genie laughed. Ha ha, fine. I misspoke. But little Bai Ran, why were you thrown into the Stardew Great Forest? According to Dichia, you seem to be a genius disciple of Shrek Academy. Shrek Academy has so many powerhouses. Can none of them protect you? These words really hurt. Under normal circumstances, you indeed had people protecting you. But Dai Huabin picked too clever of a time. Elder Zhuan and the others were away. Ma Xiaodao was not around either, and N.A.N paid more attention to Wan Dan and Hu Yuhao. Who would have thought that you just went out to buy fruit? Only to be targeted by Dai Huabin's deliberate trap. Even more absurdly, that guy actually held back. Even when you cursed back in the fiercest way, he unexpectedly didn't slap you down. If that slap had landed, the defensive soul tool on you would have triggered. And you wouldn't have been thrown deep into the Stardew Great Forest. The process went entirely wrong. But fortunately, the outcome wasn't bad. Not only did you survive, you even ran into Three-Eyed Genie. Just in time, you had already broken through level 20 and didn't know what soul beast to seek for your second soul ring. Three-Eyed Genie didn't press further. Let's not talk about those sad things. Little Bai Ran, since you're awake, I'll take you to meet someone. It gave you no chance to decline, placing you directly onto its back, and dashed towards the Lake of Life's core star. Your face turned pale. Big cat. I can't swim. A soul master had to reach level 30 to form a soul power protective shield on their body's surface, and the water of the Lake of Life was a treasure to high-level soul beasts and soul masters. But for a low-level soul master like you, it could directly dissolve your body. Three-Eyed Genie gave you no chance to keep shouting, taking you into the core star space. This was a domain opened by the Silver Dragon King, Guyuena, using spatial power to avoid detection by the Divine Realm. Sister Guyuena, now Three-Eyed Genie's bloodline was purified, giving it higher status than before. Dtiad could only request an audience with Guyuena. When the Soul Beast clan faced a major crisis, yet Three-Eyed Genie could already enter this space on its own initiative. A voice sounded, "Is that little Genie?" The next second, Guyuena sensed her aura as a human soul master. And her aura instantly turned cold. A human, apart from Dichia and a few others. Even most 100,000-year soul beasts didn't know of her existence. Now a human appeared in front of her. If news leaked, the plans of the Soul Beast clan would be disrupted. Three-Eyed Genie hurriedly spoke up, "Sister Guyuena, don't be angry first. This human is the one who makes that sacred smoke latte coffee." Guyuena's gaze fell upon you. "He's the one who makes the sacred smoke latte you keep babbling about wanting to drink." She came before Three-Eyed Genie and began examining you as you lay on its back. Genie retorted softly, "I didn't want it that much. Just a little bit." Your heart stirred. You didn't expect this big cat to be so stubborn. Facing Gu Yuan's scrutiny, you felt immense pressure, that aura transcending ordinary levels of life, making it hard for you to even lift your head and meet her gaze. Gu Yuan suddenly looked toward N.A.N and said, Wait. Little Jinny was already drinking it. She smelled the coffee scent around N.A.N's mouth. N.A.N giggled, then chuckled. Sister Gu Yuan, you really are asking when you already know. Gu Yuan waved her hand and said, all right. Next, you step out first. Sister needs to chat with this friend of yours for a bit. Once N.A.N left, the pressure on you indeed spiked. Even your forehead was drenched. It wasn't rain. It was sweat. Gu Yuan looked at you, the human. What is your name? Answer me. I am N.A.N. You were the one who made the raw coconut latte that she was drinking. Just now, when you were lying on N.A.N's back, Gu Yuan hadn't paid much attention to you. Now, looking at you face to face, she realized you were just a child. A human cub. To actually reach the depths of the great star Do Forest alive. This luck was truly absurd. You nodded and said, that's right. I made it. You didn't know what she meant by this. Could it be that after N.A.N drank your coffee, something really went wrong? Taking a closer look, compared to last time, N.A.N's head indeed seemed to have grown quite a bit bigger. Could it be that when soul beasts drink your raw coconut latte, it causes their heads to grow larger? Is that why this guardian is preparing to settle scores with you? Gu Yuan suddenly spoke up, so young, yet neither arrogant nor rash. You have great potential. Human, are you willing to join my Soul Beast clan, just not in agreement, and sign a contract with me? And I can guarantee that for every single soul ring you get in the future, a 100,000-year soul beast will sacrifice itself for you. You were stunned. You were all prepared to be held accountable, having even thought of over a dozen excuses. Yet she opened her mouth asking you to join the Soul Beast clan. A 100,000-year soul ring plus a 100,000-year soul bow. These conditions were indeed enticing. If you had no attachments, and had been driven into a complete dead end by human soul master forces, you might have actually agreed. But things were different now. You still had your uncle, and you still had Shrek. More importantly, joining the Soul Beast clan meant standing on the opposing side of the Douluo divine realm. The short-term gain was huge, but the long-term risk was even greater. This wasn't a cost-effective deal. Gu Yuan looked at you and asked, little fellow, have you thought it through? If it weren't for N.A.N drinking the coffee you made, and experiencing a bloodline that you were of immense value to the Soul Beast clan, she wouldn't have been this patient. You shook your head. I refuse. The look in Gu Yuan's eyes became a bit more dangerous. She seemed to be considering whether to use force to keep you here. A few seconds later, she gently shook her head. In that case, let's leave it at that. Your refusal wasn't entirely outside her expectations. Gu Yuan continued. If one day you change your mind, you can come to the Great Star Do Forest at any time, and find me through Little Jinny. Before sending you away, Gu Yuan asked you for a few cups of Luckin raw coconut latte. Since it could trigger a bloodline awakening in N.A.N, would it also be effective for her? If the Silver Dragon King bloodline evolved once more, it would approach the Dragon God bloodline. She wouldn't even need to devour the Golden Dragon King bloodline to potentially become the new Dragon God. Inside the spatial realm, Gu Yuan drank the Luckin raw coconut latte, muttering softly, how on earth is this unique flavor made? The Luckin raw coconut latte could indeed enhance a soul beast's bloodline, but the greater the difference in soul power between the food-type soul master and the consumer, the weaker the effect. The reason N.A.N showed such a big change was because her own cultivation age wasn't high, and she gathered a vast amount of the Great Star Do Forest's providence. However, Gu Yuan was different. A first-class god was still a first-class god, even when heavily injured. Even if she drank it in large quantities, the enhancement to her bloodline would be negligible. What she truly wanted to test was how much effect this cup of coffee had on her injuries. Last time, half a cup was equal to half a month of recovery for her. If she drank a whole cup, how much more could she recover? The internal injuries within Gu Yuan's body came from the Asura sword left behind by the god of Asura back then. This power kept tormenting her, and she could only grind it down slowly over a long time. Yet the special energy of the Luckin raw coconut latte could actually weaken this sword aura bit by bit. Although the effect was slight, it made her feel very comfortable. Under normal circumstances, the raw coconut latte had no healing effect, but its heat-clearing and detoxifying properties happened to counteract the Asura. Intent, Gu Yuan put down the cup. Little N.A.N, Sister Gu Yuan asked for you. What was it about? Just as you stepped out of the space, you bumped into three-eyed golden N.A.N, who had been waiting outside. You opened your mouth and replied, nothing much. She just asked if I'd like to join the Soul Beast clan. Hearing this, three-eyed golden's eyes lit up. So, did you agree? If you were to join the Soul Beast clan, she would have endless divine drinks to consume every single day. Just thinking about it made her happy, not to mention a 100,000-year soul beast. She wouldn't even care to have them as a lackey. But if it were you, then it would be a completely different story. You shook your head. No. Three-eyed golden N.A.N. remained silent for a moment. Little by ran. Even though I'm very unhappy about it, I respect your decision. But then again, I saved your life, so you must treat me to drinks for a week. No, at least a month's worth of N.A.N raw coconut lattes. You nodded. No problem. Coincidentally, I recently developed a few new coffee recipes. Do you want to try them? At that, the big cat three-eyed golden N.A.N almost wagged her tail. New coffee? You spread your hands. Yes. But I can't make them right now. After you fainted, my storage ring was taken away. To prevent you from escaping the Douluo Great Forest using supplies, the White Tiger Duke's guards confiscated all the storage soul tools on your body. Right now, on your person, only that critical defensive soul tool that can deploy a shield in times of danger remains. Three-eyed golden N.A.N immediately bared her fangs. Little by ran. Are you playing with me? You hurriedly explained. Big cat, listen to me first. It's not that I don't want to make it, it's that I don't have the raw materials to make it. Three-eyed golden N.A.N reigned in her ferocity. Is it just a lack of crafting materials? That's no problem for me at all. By the way, little by ran, looking at your soul power aura, it seems you've already reached rank 20. Have you absorbed a soul ring yet? If not, I'll go catch a 90,000-year soul beast for you. You scratched your head. How could I be so embarrassed to bother you? Three-eyed golden N.A.N saw right through you. What's there to be embarrassed about? Speak up. What type of soul beast do you want? You thought about it seriously, with the system prompts present. Simply absorbing fruit-type soul beasts wasn't the most optimal choice. The 10,000-year level fruit-type soul beasts were still acceptable. After all, right now you could only process 100-year level materials. To process 10,000-year level ones, you'd at least need to break through 2 soul grandmother. Furthermore, 10,000-year plant soul beasts had high cultivation costs. If you painstakingly planted them only for them to die right after, that loss would be truly real. You began to recall classic fruit coffees from N.A.N Coffee. Besides the raw coconut latte, the most made fruit coffee should probably be orange Americano. You look toward three-eyed golden N.A.N. Are there any soul beasts like orange trees in the Douluo Great Forest? Orange tree, with a clear target. Three-eyed golden N.A.N charged straight out to find the Demon King. A few dozen minutes later, three-eyed golden N.A.N returned looking slightly disheveled, dragging a 10,000-year plant soul beast back to the forbidden zone of life. You looked at the plant soul beast in front of you. What kind of soul beast is this? The surface of this 10,000-year fruit tree was covered in an orange-yellow armor. And inside the split trunk, magma-like flesh was revealed. At its core floated 11 rotating pits, which looked a bit uncoordinated, as if one had been eaten in advance by a certain gluttonous big cat. Three-eyed golden N.A.N didn't waste words. Speaking directly, sacrifice yourself to him. She directly forced this 20,000-year Red River Calamity tree to sacrifice itself. After the sacrifice concluded, a new black 10,000-year soul ring slowly rose from beneath your feet. Inside the small space, Kuyuina watched this scene and gently shook her head. He really doesn't want to let a genius like you go. Such value. Once grown in the future, you might even surpass Dichie. But he cannot make a move. You are a genius soul master from Shrek. There is a high chance you are being watched by that entity in the divine realm. If he doesn't act, everything is fine. Once he acts, it will very likely attract the divine realm's attention. If the Silver Dragon King is exposed, those beings in the divine realm will never sit back and ignore it. Wu Yue frowned slightly. After you obtain the N.A.N Empress, what effect will the newly made coffee have? He is the mother of all soul beasts, going out to snatch coffee from the three-eyed golden N.A.N. How bad would that look if he drank it? More than 10 minutes later, the three-eyed golden N.A.N, who was drinking N.A.N orange Americano, suddenly noticed that a cup of coffee was missing beside him. He looked down and thought, strange, where is my coffee? After absorbing this 20,000-year soul ring, your soul power broke through 8 ranks in a row, reaching rank 28. Just one step away from rank 29. Judging by the three-eyed golden Ni's appetite, you might really be able to rush to rank 30 within a month. And then get another 10,000-year ring. However, some accounts must be settled first. Wabin, over a minor conflict, wanted to throw you into the depths of the Douluo Great Forest to kill you. This is a debt you cannot let slide. Even though it was Ma Shoutout who injured him, he pinned the blame on you. Bullying the weak while fearing the strong, and so you felt your second soul skill for a moment, and discovered an unexpected bonus. The coffee made by the second soul skill isn't a regular orange Americano, but a sparkling orange Americano with added carbonation, suitable for disaster calamity. The trait of exploding with delicious flavor coincidentally added a sparkling flavor to the orange Americano. You can also actively control whether to add bubbles or not. After drinking the orange Americano, you gain 40% all attribute attack penetration lasting for 10 minutes. It works on soul tool attacks as well. The sparkling version of the orange Americano, after drinking, possesses the exact same effect, while also gaining stealth, granting natural concealment lasting for 1 minute. In the natural concealment state, every attack will deal an extra 1% of the target's current HP and stack 1 layer of natural mark. After stacking to 9 layers, it triggers an explosion, dealing 10% of maximum HP to the current target, limited to triggering once per minute per target. This effect is much stronger than the iced Americano. One is a constant 40% penetration, while the other is 5% penetration and requires stacking to reach a max of 25%. More crucially, it can actually apply to soul tool attacks. If soul engineers knew about this, they would probably want the iced Americano to help them stay up late researching, and the orange Americano to help them boost the power of their soul tools. The only pity is that the sparkling version has no other hidden effects. Drinking it long term, aside from making people fall in love with the orange Americano offers taste, no extra stat boosts. Bye. What did you get from your soul ring? The three-eyed golden N.A.N asked with an expectant face. A fruit suitable for disaster calamity. Although it explodes, the taste is indeed pretty good. You activate your second soul skill. Luck in orange Americano, birch forest selection. Cleaner, natural, and better tasting. With every sip, you can get large fruit pulp bits. Hey, big cat, do you want bubbles? You made a cup for yourself first, to check if the flavor was authentic. What are bubbles? The three-eyed golden N.A.N looked at you, clearly unhappy that you gave yourself the first cup of coffee. Bubbles are things that burst and pop inside your mouth. No, absolutely not. Having had his mouth blasted by the red kernel calamity, he already had a psychological trauma regarding the word explode. Alright, then I'll make you a regular orange Americano. You used your second soul skill 3 times in a row. Before you could even hand over the cups, the three-eyed golden N.A.N had already swept them all into his arms. Every sip radiated the vitality of oranges from skin to flesh, and the delicate pulp brought out a rich orange flavor. This sweet and sour juice stimulated the taste buds with a dense orange aroma, which also blended quite harmoniously with the nutty aroma of the coffee itself. Raw coconut latte can get a bit cloying after drinking too much, whereas orange Americano is extremely refreshing, feeling like something you could drink forever without getting tired of it. What are you drinking? He downed 3 cups in one gulp, and just as he wanted a few more cups, he realized the cup in your hand looked almost solid. Small bubbles were continuously rising from your coffee cup. It's orange C Americano. Dig kitty. Haven't you already had it? I know it's orange C Americano, but why is your cup a bit different? 3 eyes snatched away the cup of orange C Americano with bubbles that was still more than half full in your hand. Deep sip, and phew. The bubbles rushed straight up his nose, and the intense sensation exploded instantly. 3 eyes, you spat out all the liquid you had just drunk. Before he could even speak, he lay flat on the ground and meticulously started licking up those drops of orange C Americano. No need for that, really no need. Dig kitty. Let me make you a new cup. The three-eyed golden N.A.N hate wasting things the most. I'm going to lick every single drop of this orange C Americano clean. For soul beasts, they would even lap up water from roadside puddles, let alone here in the core restricted area of the Great Star Doe Forest, right beside the Lake of Life. An hour later, having finished making the last cup of Luckin orange C Americano, your soul power was completely drained. After reaching the second soul ring and raising your soul power to level 28, you now had enough to make 45 cups of coffee. But this small amount still couldn't satisfy 3 eyes. He had clearly only drunk around 30 cups. The remaining 10 cups were obviously swiped by the Silver Dragon King, Guiyue. By Ran. You bad guy, didn't you say you were going to make coffee for me for a month? Why are you leaving now? As soon as you said you were leaving, 3 eyes immediately threw a fit. Dig kitty, if I stay away for too long, my uncle will worry about me. Besides, I still have to go back and give that guy who threw me into the Great Star Doe Forest a surprise. By Ran, that person almost got you killed. And you still want to give him a surprise? 3 eyes scratched his head, failing to catch the underlying meaning in your words. Dig kitty, you don't understand our human language. Nonsense, I'm very smart. Even Dichia praised my learning ability. Alright, as for making coffee for you for a month, I owe you this time. Next time we meet, I definitely won't break my word. Dichia still saw you off. This time you grew smarter. You waited for your soul power to recover first, before letting Dichia escort you out of the Great Star Doe Forest. Before sending you off, Dichia pulled a dragon scale off his body. Take this, kid. Senior Dichia. This is ... You recognized it. At a glance it was Dichion's reverse scale. In the original novel, it helped Huo Yu-Hao block lethal attacks multiple times. Even a class 9 defense soul tool wasn't strong enough to slash through it. If I tell you to take it, just take it. It can protect your safety at a critical moment. This dragon scale was somewhat different from the one given to Huo Yuhao. It contained a trace of Di Chan's wool, capable of unleashing 3 full power attacks, comparable to an ordinary super Douluo. Irony was that Uncle Yichia devoted half his life to Shrek. Yet the academy gave you no protection whatsoever, even letting someone take you away right inside Shrek City. Instead, an alien race of soul beasts met by chance gave you a genuine life-saving treasure. A day later, Dai Huabin had made all the arrangements and prepared to head home to N.A.N. He was in an extremely good mood, using the opponent's mother to threaten them into obedience. Was indeed nasty. But his father was the White Tiger Duke, Dai Hao. To him, N.A.N was just someone he wanted to play with. His main wife would always be Douluo. After all, that was arranged by the family. Ah, are you finally back? In less than a day, you returned to Shrek City. Not long after entering the city, you bumped into the person you hated the most, Dai Huabin. Your emotions instantly erupted, and you blurted out an explosive torrent of angry curses. When enemies meet, there's no need for idle words. You reached into your storage ring, ready to pull out the high explosive bomb your uncle gave you to blast him to death directly. You suddenly remembered that your mecha ring had long been confiscated by the Duke White Tiger's guards. Little beast, you're looking to die. When Dai Huabin saw you, he first rubbed his eyes. He couldn't understand how a support soul master, thrown deep into the Great Star Do Forest, could actually return alive. But now the answer no longer mattered. Dai Huabin ignored Shrek City's rule against fighting. Possessing his martial soul on the spot, aiming straight for your forehead, he wanted to kill you with one strike. The surrounding crowd instantly scattered. Some turned around to report to Shrek Academy. Seeing the crowd disperse, you felt less burdened instead. Dai Huabin activated his third soul skill, White Tiger Vira Transformation, and shouted loudly, "Die, little beast!" He channeled all the frustration of being unable to participate in the freshman tournaments, along with his resentment over seeing Huo Yuhao win the championship, all into this single palm attack. You stood in place without moving. Dai Huabin suddenly burst into laughter. In his eyes, your figure seemed to overlap with Huo Yuhao standing on the podium. Why should a nobody steal his spotlight as well? Only he, Dai Huabin, was a genius. Go die. As this palm struck down, Dai Huabin was already prepared to leave Shrek. Either way, he'd be expelled, so he might as well leave early. Facing his attack, you still stood in place. To outsiders, you seemed to be paralyzed by fear, but the moment the palm struck down, a faint smile tugged at the corner of your mouth and a black scale surfaced on your forehead. Dai Huabin's full-force strike was easily blocked. The recoil caused his right hand to ache so badly he nearly forgot. You little beast, you still have a defensive soul tool on you. Attack together. Break this turtle shell. Two Soul Emperor experts appeared simultaneously. They wanted to break your defense. Before the Shrek Powerhouse arrived, the inverse scale addition gave you had a counterattack mechanism, which would only trigger when a crisis far exceeded your soul power level. So when Dai Huabin attacked, the dragon were only protected you without counterattacking. However, as the two high-level Soul Emperor experts launched a full-force strike, the situation changed. The dragon scale's underlying logic was triggered. The next second, a dragon roar echoed, centered on you in Shrek City. Everything within a 100-meter radius was instantly reduced to nothingness. Beneath the dragon scale, the two Duke's House personal guards closest to you vanished on the spot. Dai Huabin relied on his family's life-saving means to narrowly survive. But he lost an arm and a leg, becoming essentially crippled. Seeing that he wasn't dead, you immediately walked forward to finish him off. However, seeing that he was completely crippled, you merely stomped on him a few times to vent your anger. For some people, living is actually much more painful than dying. In Sea God Pavilion, N.A.N sensed that terrifying pressure and instantly opened his eyes. He immediately rushed toward the direction where the dragon roar came from. Two elders remaining in Sea God Pavilion also rushed to the scene together. What happened? N.A.N and the two elders arrived at the crime scene. They saw no killer, only destroyed buildings and unconscious youth, and the person standing beside him. The youth's clothes were torn, but he could still be recognized as a Shrek disciple. N.A.N came before you in his wheelchair. Child, can you tell Grandpa what just happened here? You didn't speak. You were not familiar with N.A.N, and more importantly, after an elder behind N.A.N looked at Dai Huabin, his expression clearly darkened. When he looked at you, a trace of killing intent flashed in the depths of his eyes. Clearly, this elder was close to the Sun Moon Empire, and had deep connections with the Duke White Tiger's mansion. Let's bring them back first. Seeing that he couldn't get any answers, N.A.N. could only give the order first. In the inner courtyard cafeteria, Jia had just started stewing the lava ancient elephant. When he heard that N.A.N. was looking for him, it was not until you entered the Sea God Pavilion and saw Jia sitting on a small stool that you instantly realized you were in trouble. You stood up, trotted over to Jia, and called out, "Uncle, N.A.N, go outside for a moment." Jia looked at the puppet on the bed. "Yi, you're here. Puppet, I wonder why you summoned me." Subconsciously, Jia didn't think you would cause big trouble. You were indeed mischievous at times, but he didn't believe you would commit murder or arson. Ziyi. N.A.N is also having a headache over this matter. Saying nothing at all, Dai Huabin lost an arm and a leg. Is currently unconscious and won't wake up anytime soon. Even if his treatment goes smoothly, he will most likely be crippled in the future. You were the only one at the scene. The Duke's manor guards protecting Dai Huabin were nowhere to be found. Remnants of a powerful fierce beasts or remained at the site. And so, a charge of conspiring with soul to murder the Duke's son was pinned on your head. If N.A.N hadn't suppressed it, that elder, who was close to the Sun Moon Empire, would have taken you away long ago. Uncle, can this old grandpa be trusted? Didn't I tell you to go outside? Jia watched you walk back in, his tone carrying a bit more helplessness. Although the drumstick Douluo was unreliable, compared to N.A.N, you were still more willing to trust Xuanzi. N.A.N was the top leader. He had to balance various forces, and couldn't show obvious favoritism, unlike Xuanzi, who would most likely stand behind the cook. Impossible. I am willing to guarantee with my life that my nephew would never go out of his way to target the White Tiger Duke's son, let alone cause trouble for him, much less conspire with soul beasts. After understanding the situation, Jia became emotional. The conflict between humans and soul beasts was irreconcilable. Conspiring with soul beasts meant betraying the soul master camp. Once this charge was confirmed, it would be even more troublesome than being an evil soul master would never let you bear such a crime. But the facts are indeed so. Furthermore, this child is currently not a student of Shrek, while the crippled second son of the Duke's manor is a disciple of Shrek's outer court. N.A.N sighed. So even after I've worked for Shrek for so many years, I am still an outsider, right, Ziyi? Don't get excited just yet. Actually, I have a very good method here, which is to have the child sign an agreement with the academy. From then on, he will be a disciple of Shrek, and at the same time, swear to never leave Shrek. This was not N.A.N's decision alone, but the joint decision of Shrek's higher-ups. A genius born in Shrek City should be tightly bound to the academy. If you are unwilling, the academy naturally has no reason to protect you. Elder Mu, how about you take my nephew as your disciple? Yiqiao looked at the agreement N.A.N brought out, his heart turning cold, yet he still wanted to fight for it. As long as N.A.N was willing to take you as a disciple, all the trouble would vanish. Ziyi, you also know my condition. I no longer have the energy to guide a new disciple. Does it really have to be like this? This is the best outcome. On what grounds? Dai Huabin was clearly the one who attacked me first. You couldn't accept it. Little kid, do you have any evidence to prove it? N.A.N's single sentence silenced you. Both witnesses and physical evidence were gone. You, a level 20-something Grand Soul Master, escaped alone from the core zone of the Star Do Great Forest. Nobody would believe it if told. If you explained that you escaped with the help of a soul beast, it would be equivalent to confirming your conspiracy with soul beasts. Verbal claims without proof mean nothing. Give us a little time to consider. Yiqian knew you weren't lying, but you couldn't produce tangible evidence. Sign the agreement, and the academy protects you. Don't sign, and the White Tiger Duke's manor will retaliate, with the academy offering no help. If Yiqia weren't still valuable to Shrek, coupled with your good talent, you might have already been pushed out to appease them. On the way back from the White Tiger Duke's mansion, the more Yiqia thought about it, the more his heart chilled. Is this the continent's top academy? Is this the holy land for soul masters that he and his sister once longed for? At this moment, the words Shrek only made Yiqia feel disgusted. Yiqia asked for leave, and brought you back to your small home in Shrek City. Along the way, he noticed powerful Shrek experts watching from the shadows, afraid that you two would run away. The moment he stepped into the house, the last sliver of hope in Yiqian's heart completely shattered. He walked into the room, and retrieved the communication device from a sealed box. He had thought he would never have the chance to use it in his lifetime. The jewel of the Sun Moon Empire, the laboratory of the Sun Moon Roll Soul Tool Academy. A white-haired old man's roar echoed inside the laboratory. Look at these soul tools. They are made like utter trash. You really are the worst class of students I've ever taught. Just as he was about to continue scolding them, the storage ring on his hand suddenly lit up. Study on your own for now. I have something to attend to. 3 days later, Dai Huabin woke up, but when he felt half of his body gone, and a certain part of his body completely lose sensation, he passed out once again. Going from a genius soul master to a cripple was worse than death for Dai Huabin. What's more, his childhood sweetheart was going to become someone else's wife. On the other side, Huo Yuhao had just finished class. Walking out of the classroom, he stood in the hallway and looked into the distance, sighing. Where did Bossy go? During these past few days, while you were away, Huo Yuhao really missed the Ruixing coffee you made. Wang Dong walked out of the classroom and patted Huo Yuhao's shoulder. Yuhao, didn't you say we'd play with the iron box at noon today? Seeing Huo Yuhao standing still in place, with a strange expression, Wang Dong asked again, Yuhao, what's wrong? Huo Yuhao clenched his fists tightly. No. It's nothing, that figure from behind, he would never mistake it. Nor would he ever forget it, the Duchess. Why would she come to Shrek Academy? She had already driven his mother to death. Was she still unwilling to let him go? But Huo Yuhao didn't know that. The Duchess came from the Sunlock Empire this time. Mainly because Dai Huabin was severely injured. The news sent back by Shrek was very grave. So on her way here, the Duchess specifically invited a healing-type soul master from the royal family. Tired of scrolling short videos? Why not pull out your phone and play a game? Finding games here saves so much effort. With a wide range of tastes, from simple puzzle games to expensive open worlds, and even indie masterpieces, buy-to-play hits, and anime games, we have them all. One-stop community guides right at your fingertips. In short, I recommend using TapTap to find games. I am sorry, Duchess. This old man did his best. After taking just one look at Dai Huabin's injuries, the Sunlock Royal consecrated expert shook his head and said, Dai Huabin's injuries are too severe. Unless you find a legendary immortal herb capable of bringing back the dead and regenerating flesh on bones, it is impossible for him to recover. How could this be? The Duchess could not accept this outcome. Dai Huabin's talent was even higher than his eldest brother, so she doted on him even more. He was already a 3-ring, so elder before the age of 12. But now, Dai Huabin was ruined, whether as the first lady of the Duke's mansion or as a mother. She could not accept this. In a fit of rage, the Duchess grabbed the collar of a nearby Shrek staff member. Who on earth turned my son into this state? I want them dead. She handed her child over to Shrek Academy. Couldn't even protect his basic safety. Duchess, please calm down first. Our leaders are already handling this matter. Was only responsible for taking care of Dai Huabin. Knew nothing of the actual details. Calm down. How can you expect me to calm down? The Duchess's chest heaved with fury. By the way, where is Dai Yaoheng? Young Master Dai is currently inside. He clearly told Dai Yaoheng to take good care of Dai Huabin. Yet now Dai Huabin has become crippled, while Dai Yaoheng is nowhere to be seen. At the same time, at Bai Ran's house in Shrek City, outside the small apartment of less than 100 square meters, there are at least 3 shifts of Soul Master lookouts. 1 shift in the morning, 1 shift at noon, and 1 shift at night. Each shift has at least 1 Soul Saint plus 2 Soul Emperors. Even when Ichia goes out to buy groceries, there are 2 Soul Saints watching him, terrified that he might escape. This feeling of not being trusted made Ichia fall completely silent. In the past, when he felt Shrek wasn't good, he was still willing to scold them a bit, hoping the academy could change. But now, he can't even be bothered to scold them. Today is the last time Ichia goes out for groceries. Unlike the previous 2 days, this time he bought a lot of ingredients, including a piece of 5,000 years soul beast meat. Looking at the pile of bought ingredients in the kitchen, and seeing your uncle looking ready to cook up a grand feast, you couldn't help asking, Uncle, why did you cook so many dishes today? Are you hosting some important guest? Ichia said, while preparing the ingredients. Yes. When the guest arrives later, N.A.N, you should be a bit more polite. He is your uncle's best friend. Best friend? Hearing that it wasn't people from the White Tiger Duke's mansion, you instantly breathed a sigh of relief in your heart. Does uncle's friend drink coffee? Since he is your uncle's best friend, he is naturally your elder as well. Uncle only bought groceries and no drinks. So you made an iced Americano, a dark latte, and an orange Americano, placing them on the dining table. Thump, just as you were guessing when uncle's friend would arrive. A sound suddenly came from the window. Immediately after, an old man with graying hair slowly stood up. Looking at the unfamiliar old man who climbed in through the window, you immediately grew vigilant. Hey old man, who are you? Is this your home? Don't move. You stared at him. You and your uncle were under 24-hour surveillance by Shrek's powerhouses. Yet this old man managed to barge into the house without alerting those soul saints. This meant his strength was at least a soul Douluo. Or perhaps even a titled Douluo. Thinking of this, you immediately ran toward the kitchen. Seeing you run into the kitchen, the white-haired old man smiled and shook his head. Little guy is quite interesting. After saying that, he unceremoniously walked to the dining table and sat down, picking up a cup of dark latte and taking a sip. Inside the kitchen, Ichiya had just finished making a few cold dishes. Seeing you enter in a hurry, he spoke up. N.A.N. You came just in time. Help uncle carry these dishes out. You hurriedly said. Uncle, an old man came into the house, and he's extremely powerful. It's not Shrek planning to make a move on us, is it, uncle? Ichiya shook his head. No. What are you thinking, kid? Shrek isn't willing to offend the Sun Moon Empire. But they also couldn't possibly make a move against us. Then who is that white-haired old man outside? Following the direction of your finger, Ichiya looked toward the living room, only to see the man sitting at the dining table drinking your dark latte. Brother Yi. Long time no see. Jing Hanshin stood up and waved to Ichiya. Ichiya hurriedly walked out carrying the dishes. Brother Jing, you've come. Long time no see. Brother Yi's culinary skills have improved even further. Jing Hanshin looked at the dishes on the table, his eyes full of praise. The meals at the Sun Mu Imperial Soul Engineering Academy were mostly processed by Soul Tools, yielding consistent output and affordable prices, but the taste could only be considered average. A few years ago, after Jing Hanshin ate the dishes Ichiya made, he had been yearning for his cooking ever since, and even hoped Ichiya could come to the Sun Mu Imperial Soul Engineering Academy to work, but Ichiya refused back then, saying that Shrek Academy was his home, and he wouldn't leave. So when he received Ichiyan's message, Jing Hanshin didn't fully believe it at first, until he entered Shrek City, and discovered that Ichiya truly was by Shrek Academy, was placed under near house arrest by powerful figures. Only then did he become certain that there really was a chance. Ichiya smiled modestly, and said, not at all, not at all. Jing Hanshin looked at you and asked, Brother Yi, may I ask whose child this is? This is my sister's child. N.A.N. Come over here and greet our guest. This is Uncle Jing. You obediently said, hello, Uncle Jing. Your heart stirred. My uncle's best friend is actually Jing Hanshin. Then the person who gave my uncle soul tools back then must have been him as well. Jing Hanshin said, as if joking. I still prefer you calling me old friend. Ichiyan's face darkened. You really talked a lot of nonsense earlier. After all the dishes were served, Jing Hanshin did not stand on ceremony and started digging in directly. The dishes made by Brother Yi still make one feel so comfortable after eating. Jing Hanshin had always been demanding about food. Yet, even the dishes made by Imperial Palace chefs could not compare in flavor to Ichiyan's. More importantly, the cuisine Ichiya prepared could preserve the energy in the soul beast meat almost perfectly. After eating the last slice of beef on the plate, Jing Hanshin set down his chopsticks, his expression turning serious. Brother Yi, have you really thought this through? Ichiya nodded, yes. Regarding the deaths of his sister and brother-in-law back then, Ichiya had always felt there was something suspicious, although the culprits on the surface were evil soul masters. The real issue might not be as simple as just evil soul masters. This conflict between factions in the inner court made Ichiya see reality even more clearly. If you don't become a titled Douluo, even if you stay in the inner court for years, you still won't have real authority. Shrek is very strong, but precisely because there are too many powerhouses and too many factions, everyone has their own stance. Some believe they should protect you, while others believe they should appease the White Tiger Duke. In the end, he and you became the one sacrificed. Furthermore, Shrek Academy still believes in the individual strength of soul masters, holding that only combat-type soul masters are truly worth cultivating. As for auxiliary types, especially food-type soul masters, in the eyes of many, just being allowed to stay at Shrek means they should already feel grateful for the Academy's favor. Ichiya was completely disappointed. After finishing this meal, we shall prepare to leave. Jing Hanshin nodded. Just as he was about to pick up some food, his eyes fell on you. Little fellow. What is your martial soul? What is your soul power rank? You answered truthfully. Like my uncle, I am a food-type soul master. My martial soul is Luck and Coffee, and my soul power rank is already level 28. Upon hearing this, Jing Hanshin paused his movement to level 28. He hurriedly reached out to feel your bone age. Not exceeding 7 years old, shock instantly flashed through Jing Hanshin's eyes. A food-type soul master at level 28 before turning 7 years old. This kind of talent would make one an absolute core disciple in any academy. Moreover, if you also have talent in soul tools, the possibility of becoming a Class 9 soul engineer in the future is extremely high. Uncle Jing, you're pinching me to heart, you said. Looking at him somewhat helplessly, Jing Hanshan came back to his senses and quickly let go. My bad. My bad. Uncle Jing was just testing you. He originally thought he was only taking away a top-tier food-type soul master this time, never expecting there to be an even bigger surprise. Yi Qiao was also stunned. Ziran. You're level 28? Why couldn't I sense it? You have the protection of the system concealment. As long as you don't actively release your soul power, even in limit Douluo wouldn't be able to perceive it. Are you really going to destroy? You thought for a moment and were just about to explain when Yi Qiao waved his hand first. Forget it. This is your personal opportunity, so Uncle won't ask. As long as you are safe and sound, that's a day later. That matters. The experts from Shrek responsible for monitoring realized something was wrong. They burst through the door, only to find the house already empty. 2 food system soul masters had actually vanished right under the noses of 2 soul saints. For Jing Hanshan, as long as Shrek's Super Douluo wasn't personally guarding them, he had more than enough ways to take away Yi Qiao and you. By the time Shrek's high-ups got the message and dispatched title Douluo to get chase, Hanshan would have already brought you into the territory of the Sun Moon Empire. In the other 3 major empires, Shrek Academy's title Douluo were naturally respected and revered. But this was the Sun Moon Empire. If Shrek's title Douluo dared to barge in by force, they would have to face the threat of the Sun Moon Empire's soul tool defense. Mingdu of the Sun Moon Empire. This was the capital of the Sun Moon Empire. Looking at the prosperous city before his eyes that felt almost alien, Yi Qiao was momentarily dazed. Mingdu was even larger than Shrek City, and far more prosperous than the capitals of the 3 empires. The streets were wide and clean. Soul tool street lamps could be seen everywhere, and massive amounts of civilian soul tools were integrated into the city's daily life. Compared to the Douluo continent, it was completely different from the rumored Sun Moon Empire. In the rumors circulating across the 3 empires, the Sun Moon Empire was a backward and uncivilized land. The people here lived in hardship, where even having a meal was a problem. But after seeing it with his own eyes, Yi Qiao realized those rumors were entirely wrong. How was this place backward? Its level of prosperity had far surpassed the 3 empires. Without the daily life type soul tool technology introduced by the Sun Moon Empire would only look even more backward. Sun Moon Royal Soul Engineering Academy graduates. For the next few days, you can temporarily stay at my place. In a few days, I'll arrange a new residence for you. Mingdu was the capital of the Sun Moon Empire. To own a house here, even Jing Hanshan had to submit an application. No problem. Brother Jing. After Jing Hanshan arranged the accommodations, Yi Qiao took you along with him to his house. Jing Hanshan's house was near the Sun Moon Royal Academy, just a 10-minute walk away. The courtyard wasn't as grand as a high noble's mansion, but it was spacious enough. Just as they stepped inside, an explosion suddenly sounded out. Zi Hanshan, you damn guy. This lady was doing an experiment, slamming the door so loudly. Are you trying to blast your dear sister to death? A young girl around 12 or 13 years old, dirty-faced, walked out of a smoking room. Just as her voice fell, another explosion sounded from the other side. Meng Hanshan, what on earth did you do? A 14 or 15-year-old boy walked out from the room on the left. At the same time, you followed Yi Qiao and Jing Hanshan inside. Happening to bump right into this scene, Zi Hanshan asked, Grandpa, who are these 2? At this moment, Meng Hanshan looked at Yi Qiao and you, asking, Grandpa, a batch of pre-prepared ingredients just arrived this morning. I'll go to the cold storage and bring them out to entertain the guests. Most soul engineers didn't cook. Now that soul tool technology was advanced, restaurants also mostly replaced chefs with soul tools. As for fresh, made-to-order cooking, only members of the royal family could still enjoy it. Pre-prepared dishes have even reached the Douluo continent. However, given the Sun Moon Empire's pace of development, the appearance of pre-prepared dishes was not surprising. No need to trouble yourself. Meng, let me introduce you. This is my granddaughter, Meng Hanshan. Meng, this is your uncle Yi, who is a food system soul master, and also a master chef. Jing Hanshan directly bypassed Zi Hanshan. Master chef, Meng Hanshan's eyes lit up. To receive such praise from her grandfather, Yi Qiao's culinary skills shouldn't be worse than the royal palace's imperial chefs. Xiao, Meng, take good care of this child. I'll take your uncle Yi out to get familiar with the surroundings and buy some ingredients so we can have a good meal tonight. After Jing Hanshan and Yi Qiao left, only you, Zi Hanshan, and Meng Hanshan were left in the courtyard. Patted Meng Hanshan on the shoulder. Sister, I'm leaving this child to you. Your brother still needs to continue his research. With that, he turned and left. Meng Hanchen looked at his back, then turned around and pinched your face. Little brother, what's your name? By Ran. Sister, that's very impolite of you. Is it very impolite? Meng Hanchen reached out her other hand and kept pinching your face. Stop. Stop pinching. I'll buy you a coffee, sister. Coffee. Meng Hanchen paused her hand. Little brother, what are you doing? You didn't take anything out of a storage ring. Meng Hanchen looked at you in confusion. The next moment, a cup of Luckin Iced Americano appeared in your right hand. Please enjoy Luckin Iced Americano. I almost forgot to tell you, sister. I'm a food type soul master. Coffee is my martial soul. Your martial soul? Meng Hanchen had seen many food type soul masters' martial souls, but never coffee that came with its own logo, let alone a cup filled with ice cubes. So cold. Meng Hanchen took the Luckin Iced Americano. Just looking at the ice in the cup broke the Sun-Moon Empire was located in the southwest of the continent, where temperatures were much higher than in the other three empires. Even with winter approaching, ordinary people could still wear short sleeves. Meng Hanchen lowered her head and took a sip. As soon as the iced Americano entered her mouth, she frowned from the bitterness. Little brother, you're not being go. She reached out and pinched your face hard. Sister, that's because you don't know how to drink this coffee. The first sip is bitter, but as you drink it down, it gets sweeter and sweeter. Really? I'll have a cup with you, sister. You took out another cup of Luckin Iced Americano. Meng Hanchen hesitated for a moment, then raised her coffee cup and clinked it against yours. Well then, cheers. You took a big sip through the straw. Meng Hanchen frowned again. Yet she still swallowed the coffee in her mouth. She waited for over 10 seconds. But no sweetness came, only bitterness. Little brother, you really are not being good. Just as she was about to teach you a lesson, a strange sensation suddenly hit her spiritual sea. Her spiritual power, which had been depleted from staying up late researching, actually recovered a fraction, and her mind became much clearer. Meng Hanchen took another big sip. How is it? Sister, isn't this coffee sweet? After finishing your cup of iced Americano, you shook the remaining ice. Sweet? It really is sweet. Enduring the bitterness, Meng Hanchen gave you a thumbs up. By the way, I also have sweet coffee here. Sister, do you want to drink a raw coconut latte and an orange Americano? Little brother by Ran. Then why didn't you bring those out earlier? Meng Hanchen looked at the empty iced Americano cup in her hand, her cheeks turning red, and crushed the cup in her grip as she sat down. She asked for another cup of iced Americano, and then went to the room to find Zi Hanchen. Inside the room, little sister, I know you envy your brother's talent, which is better than yours, and my accomplishments in soul tools are higher than yours, but you don't have to use this kind of stuff to harm your brother. Brother, trust me. This really is good stuff. Are you sure this isn't wastewater left untreated after processing? Materials? How could it be? This really is good stuff. Trust me. Trust you. Dear sister, your credit rating with me is in the negative. Can I really trust you? It's realer than real pearls. Zi Hanchen bit the straw, just about to take a sip, when out of the corner of his eye he caught the smile on Meng Hanchen's lips. He immediately stopped. Dear brother, why aren't you drinking? Sister, you haven't told me what this cup of stuff is yet. Otherwise, your brother really doesn't dare to drink it. Coffee. What's coffee? A newly released drink. Brother, just drink it. One sip and you'll be rendered speechless. Meng Hanchen urged him on. Fine, I'll drink it. Pestered by her, Zi Hanchen couldn't continue to refuse, so he had to take a sip. Is it bitter, brother? It's not bad, Zi Hanchen said, after savoring it for a moment. I faintly taste a nutty aroma. Strange, is it just my imagination? What's wrong, brother? Does this cup of coffee have some special effect? That's right, brother, just as you thought. This cup of coffee can restore spiritual power. My dear sister, where did you get this? Guess what? Could it be that child who brought it out? No, sister. You habitually touch your nose when you lie. After learning that the iced Americano restores spiritual power, Zi Hanchen and Meng Hanchen showed you around their respective laboratories. Meng Hanchen was a Class 3 Soul Engineer, while Zi Hanchen was a Class 4 Soul Engineer. The Sun-Moon Empire Soul Engineer certification was more strict than that of the other three major empires. By the Soul Land standards, their ranks could be bumped up another level. The labs mostly held Class 1 and Class 2 Soul tools, mainly used for daily life. You pointed to a metal box on the lab table. Mention, what is stored inside this metal box? This is a Class 2 Soul tool, a red light ray usually equipped on the arm. When activated with soul power, the metal box opened, revealing 3 slender metal tubes inside. which spewed out white light at the same time. The principle is to compress one's own soul power through the core array of the soul tool, and then fire it out. The effective attack range can reach 100 meters, and its destructive power is roughly equivalent to a long-range soul skill of an ordinary Great Soul Master. Meng Hongjin demonstrated it on the spot. How about it, little brother? Aren't soul tools very interesting? How about studying them together with big sister? Soul engineers don't care about innate soul power. As long as you have the talent, you can learn. I'll think about it, rather than learning about soul tools. You wanted to sell Luckin coffee more. For every cup of Luckin coffee sold, your soul power would increase by a fixed amount. After selling a few hundred more cups, you could break through to level 30 and unlock new abilities. That evening, Ichia cooked a table full of dishes. Jing Hongjin had eaten in advance and didn't have much of a reaction, but Zi Hongjin and Meng Hongjin noticeably changed their attitude. Brother Yi, since you'll be cooking in the academy cafeteria from now on, what are your plans for your grandnephew? How about letting him learn soul tool knowledge in the academy? I'll teach him personally, as long as he isn't completely clueless about soul tools. I am confident I can groom him into a Class 9 soul engineer. N.A.N is still young. Is it a bit too early for him to learn about soul tools now? Not young at all. Before my grandson and granddaughter had even awakened their martial souls, I had already let them start learning. We still need to ask N.A.N's opinion on this matter. N.A.N, do you want to learn how to make soul tools from Uncle Jing? You shook your head and answered, not really. I'd still rather sell coffee. Jing Hongjin did not insist. Upon learning that coffee could restore spiritual power, a smile returned to his face. Tomorrow, we will convert the convenience store east of the academy into a coffee shop. Where is my convenience store? East of the academy. Ruzi froze as she looked at the familiar convenience store. The whole person stood still. Layout: the convenience store was gone, replaced by a shop called Luckin Coffee. She asked a few passing younger students, and only then found out that the former convenience store owner's contract with the academy had expired, and the new shop had officially moved in. Coffee shop, coffee, Luckin Coffee. These were all terms Ruzi had never heard before. Since she was already here, she walked in anyway. Welcome to Luckin Coffee. What would the guest like to drink? Hearing someone enter the shop, you immediately put down the fruit in your hand and came to the counter inside the faculty cafeteria. Teacher, how does it taste? Extremely good. Even delicious than dishes made by imperial chefs, and the energy inside the soul beast meat is preserved completely intact. For soul engineers below class 8, all can produce good results. Jing Hongjin invited Yi Jia into the academy, and immediately had Kong Deming taste Yi Qian's handiwork. Kong Deming was his teacher, and also a member of the royal family. If Yi Jia wanted to gain a firm foothold in Sun Moon Royal Academy, passing Kong Deming's test was crucial. Hongjin, where on earth did you find this chef? He's a master chef from Shrek's inner courtyard. Shrek? Hongjin, you'd better be careful. Don't leak the Empire's soul tool secrets, especially the manufacturing method of Class 9 soul tools. Don't worry, teacher. Brother Yi and I are life and death friends. If he turns out to be Shrek's spy, I will bear all the consequences myself. Inside the Luckin Coffee shop, you looked at the woman walking in, your gaze pausing for a moment. She might not be prettier than Meng Hongjin, but that lazy and natural aura on her was indeed very attractive. Little brother, where are the adults in your house? Ruzi asked, seeing that you were the only child in the shop. I am the manager of this Luckin Coffee shop, big sister. You can tell me whatever you want to drink. The menu is right here. You pointed to the menu freshly written this morning. Luckin Iced Americano 9.9 gold soul coins per cup. Luckin Raw Coconut Latte 9.9 gold soul coins per cup. Luckin Orange Sea Americano 9.9 gold soul coins per standard cup. 19.9 gold soul coins per large cup. 29.9 gold soul coins per extra large cup. Except for fruit coffee, other coffees are temporarily only available in standard cups. As for more fruit coffees, because fruit type ingredients haven't been acquired yet, they temporarily cannot be put on the shelves. Having learned from last time, you didn't dare to go out and buy fruit by yourself. You either had your uncle help, or had Zi Hongjin and Meng Hongjin accompany you. Ruzi gasped when she saw the prices. The cheapest is 9.9 gold soul coins. This price could already buy a dish made with 100-year soul beast meat. Little brother, why is your coffee sold so expensive? Expensive for a reason. The coffee I make can restore spiritual power after drinking it. As your soul power level increases, the effect of the iced Americano also grows stronger. Restore spiritual power. Is that real or fake? Things that restore spiritual power have always been high-priced in the Sun Moon Empire. For soul engineers, Spiritual power is even more important than soul power. It's real. If it has no effect, you get triple compensation for a fake. was tempted. Less than 10 gold soul coins to buy a drink that restores spiritual power. If it was real, it was a bargain. Even if fake, she would only lose a few gold soul coins. You actively recommend it. Dig sister, check out which one you want to drink. Raw coconut latte is a popular seller. Dig sister, do you want to choose this one? Give me an orange tea Americano then. Rizzi liked tangerines best, and oranges were similar. Sweet and sour. Full of juice. Orange tea Americano was almost her first choice. Do you want to add bubbles? Bubbles, sparkling water. Yes, add it. 2 minutes later, you carried a cup of Luckin orange tea Americano with bubbles and returned to the counter. For takeaway or to drink now? I'll drink it now. Rizzi was indeed curious about this orange tea Americano. She took the coffee cup and felt a wave of chill as soon as her hands touched the cup. A bit cold. She shook the cup, and the ice cubes inside clinked crisply. Rizzi bit down on the straw and took a big gulp. The entrance was first a rich orange juice, followed closely by a slight bitterness. That bit of bitterness wasn't strong. Instead, like biting into orange peel, it was immediately suppressed by the sweet and sour pulp. It really can restore spiritual power. After a whole morning of classes, Rizzi was originally somewhat exhausted, but after drinking it, her spirit visibly brightened. Little brother, give big sister another orange tea Americano. She immediately pulled out another 10 gold soul coins. All right. Wait a moment, sister. Little brother, I have a name. My name is Juicy. Juicy, you were walking back toward the kitchen when your footsteps suddenly stopped. It turned out to be her, that ruthless Juicy from the original story. Seeing you freeze, Juicy asked with some confusion, what's wrong? Little brother, nothing. I just feel like using a fruit as a name is a bit strange. After saying that, you turned around and went into the kitchen. It's better to keep a low profile when facing Juicy. Just as Juicy was about to continue tasting the new delicacy, her communication device flashed. Her mentor asked her to go handle some materials at the academy's faculty cafeteria. Meng Hanshan, holding a lunchbox, came up to the serving window and talked, Uncle Yi. Yichia looked at Jing Hanshan's granddaughter and almost got confused by the generation titles in this life. You're at the age of growing. Eat more. Yichia scooped up a large spoonful of 10,000-year fiery divine bull beef cooked this morning. The lunchbox Meng Hanshan brought almost couldn't hold it all. Uncle Yi. Zi Hanshan watched his sister act coquettishly and get a full box of beef in return. He felt completely unbalanced in his heart, so he also opened his mouth and called out. Unfortunately, compared to Meng Hanshan, the effect was completely different. Yichia looked at a 15 or 16-year-old boy acting cute toward him. His hand trembled, and only a few pieces of beef ended up on Zi Hanshan's plate. Though there were plenty of potatoes. Uncle Yi, that's not enough to eat. Zi Hanshan couldn't care about his pride anymore, smiling awkwardly. How about you look at the other dishes? This potato stewed beef is limited to 1 portion per person. The quantity of 10,000-year soul beast meat is limited. 1 portion per person was the rule set by Jing Hanshan. Uncle Yi ... double quote sigh. Yixian's heart softened after all, so he gave him another scoop, and even ladled some gravy over his rice. The two siblings sat down to eat and began competing secretly again. This time, Zi Hanshan won very clearly. He was already a fast eater, and with the gravy mixed into the rice, his speed directly overwhelmed Meng Hanshan. Meng Hanshan had just taken her first bite, while Zi Hanshan had already finished nearly half a bowl. Unfair. Next time, I'll ask Chef Yi for a scoop of gravy for my rice, too. Meng Hanshan, looking at her pile of beef and dry rice, found it a bit hard to eat at the moment. However, she brought her own lunchbox, so what she couldn't finish could be taken away. As a soul engineer, making a thermal insulation device wasn't difficult. After Meng Hanshan left the cafeteria, the full Zi Hanshan sat in his place and began feeling the changes brought by this meal. 10,000-year soul beast meat was already precious. Yet this meal from Yichia was actually worth more than half a month of his usual cultivation. This meant he could spend more time on soul tool research. More importantly, the dishes Yichia made almost perfectly preserved the energy of the soul beast meat, while also removing impurities. This kind of enhancement was much more stable than taking pills. From this moment on, Zi Hanshan had nothing but respect for Yichia. On the other side, Yichia looked at nearly half of the food remaining. Frowning, Brother Jing, is the food I made not to everyone's taste? He thought that cooking according to Douluo continent tastes didn't suit the habits of the Sun Moon Empire. Brother Yi, this has nothing to do with you. Jing Hanshan felt a bit embarrassed. After the cafeteria started using soul tools to cook, teachers rarely came to the faculty cafeteria anymore. Many teachers' self-made cooking soul tools were even better than those equipped in the cafeteria. Therefore, the deserted state of the faculty cafeteria was not Yi-chan's fault. It was just that no one knew in advance that a new master chef had arrived today. Brother Jing, how should we handle this leftover food? Brother Yi, I'll handle all of this. You don't need to worry about it. Jing Hanchen called over a few cafeteria staff members and had them pack the food into bento boxes to send to every teacher in the academy. Any leftovers would be taken to the academy's convenience stores to sell. At the same time, at the N.A.N coffee shop, coffee, as a new item, was not accepted so quickly, especially the price of 9.9 soul coins, which directly deterred many commoner students. They're even low on money to buy rare materials. How could they have spare cash to buy coffee? Little brother Byran, looks like business isn't doing so great for you. Want me to help you promote it? Meng Hanchen came out of the faculty cafeteria and walked straight into the N.A.N coffee shop, looking at the blue mist on the store door. She couldn't understand why you use the soul beast pattern for decoration. Whatever, good wine needs no boach, after all. But your coffee doesn't even smell that fragrant. Iced coffee is mainly about refreshing taste, so the aroma doesn't spread out as easily. If you could sell hot coffee, that coffee bean aroma would surely attract a lot of customers. Too bad your skill points haven't unlocked that yet. Even when winter comes, you'll still only be able to sell iced coffee. You silently gaze at the sky. Please, for the next soul beast, you must give me an ultimate fire attribute.